In a small town, everyone loved football. Every Saturday, people gathered at the local field to watch the games. The town had a football team called the Riverwood Eagles. They were not the best team, but they played with heart. One Saturday, the coach, Mr. Stevens, announced that a new player would join the team. The players were curious. Who could it be? At practice, they met the new player. His name was Leo. He was quiet and shy. Leo had just moved to Riverwood from a big city. The other players wondered if he was any good at football. Mr. Stevens started the practice with a simple drill. Leo took the ball and dribbled past 3 players with ease. Everyone was surprised. Leo was fast and skillful. Tom, the team captain, approached Leo. "You're good," he said. Leo smiled and thanked him. Tom was happy to have Leo on the team. He hoped Leo would help them win more games. After practice, Tom invited Leo to join them at the diner. The team often went there to talk and eat after practice. Leo agreed. At the diner, the players asked Leo many questions. They wanted to know more about him. Leo told them about his old team in the city. He said they were very good, but he missed playing in a small town. He liked the friendly atmosphere in Riverwood. The next game was in a week. The team was excited to see how Leo would perform. They hoped he could be their secret weapon. Leo trained hard every day. He wanted to prove himself to his new team and the town. The day of the game arrived. The Riverwood Eagles were playing against their rivals, the Maplewood Tigers. The Tigers were a strong team. The crowd cheered as the game began. Leo was nervous, but he remembered his training. He played with confidence and skill. By halftime, the score was 1-1. The game was tough, but Leo was determined to help his team win. In the second half, Leo got the ball. He dribbled past 2 defenders and took a shot. The ball flew into the top corner of the net. Goal. The crowd went wild. Leo's teammates ran to hug him. They were in the lead. The final whistle blew and the Riverwood Eagles won the game 2-1. The crowd cheered loudly. Leo was the hero of the match. After the game, Mr. Stevens praised Leo. "You did a great job," he said. Leo thanked him. He felt proud and happy. The team celebrated their victory at the diner. They knew they had found a new star in Leo. The town of Riverwood had a new hero, and everyone was excited to see what Leo would do next. After their victory against the Maplewood Tigers, the Riverwood Eagles gained confidence. They practiced harder, and their bond as a team grew stronger. Leo quickly became friends with Tom and the other players. They often spent time together after school, playing football and talking about their dreams. One day, after practice, Tom approached Leo with a serious expression. "Leo, there's something you should know," he said. Leo listened carefully. "The Tigers are not happy that we beat them. They're planning to challenge us to a rematch." Leo was not surprised. He knew that rivalries in sports could be intense. "When is the rematch?" he asked. Tom shrugged. "We don't know yet, but we need to be ready." The next few weeks were tough. The Eagles trained every day. Mr. Stevens pushed them harder than ever. He knew that the Tigers would come back stronger and more determined. The players were tired, but motivated. They wanted to prove that their victory was not a fluke. One evening, as the team was leaving practice, a group of Tigers players approached them. Their captain, Mark, stepped forward. "Enjoy your win while you can," he sneered. "We're coming for you." Tom stood his ground. "We're ready," he replied calmly. Leo watched the exchange silently. He knew that the rematch would be a test of their skills and their unity as a team. The rematch was scheduled for the following Saturday. The town was buzzing with excitement and anticipation. Everyone talked about the big game. The local newspaper even wrote an article about the upcoming showdown. On the day of the match, the stadium was packed. Fans from both towns came to support their teams. The atmosphere was electric. Leo could feel the pressure, but he was also excited. This was his chance to show everyone what he was capable of. The game started with a fast pace. Both teams played aggressively. The Tigers wanted to prove that they were better, and the Eagles wanted to defend their victory. The first half ended with no goals, but the tension was high. During the break, Mr. Stevens gathered the team. "You're doing great," he said. "Stay focused and keep playing your game. Remember, we're a team. Work together." The second half was intense. The Tigers attacked relentlessly, but the Eagles' defense held strong. Leo had a few close chances, but couldn't find the net. The clock was ticking and the pressure was mounting. With only 5 minutes left, the Tigers scored a goal. The crowd erupted in cheers and groans. The Eagles were now trailing 1-0. Tom looked at his teammates. "We can still do this," he said. "Let's give it everything we've got." The Eagles launched one final attack. Leo received the ball near the halfway line. He dribbled past one defender, then another. He saw an opening and took a shot. The ball soared through the air and curved into the top corner of the goal. The crowd went wild. It was a perfect goal. The referee blew the whistle, signaling the end of the match. The score was 1-1. Both teams were exhausted but proud of their performance. The rematch had ended in a draw, but the rivalry had only just begun. Leo and his teammates celebrated their hard-fought draw at the diner. They knew that the Tigers would be back, but they were ready. They had proven that they could stand up to their rivals, and they were determined to keep fighting. As Leo looked around at his teammates, he felt a sense of belonging. He was no longer the new player. He was a Riverwood Eagle, and together they were unstoppable. The draw with the Maplewood Tigers made the Riverwood Eagles more determined. They continued to train hard, knowing that every game was an opportunity to improve. Leo, now fully integrated into the team, became a key player. His skills and determination inspired everyone. One day during practice, Mr. Stevens called the team together. "I have exciting news," he said with a grin. "We've been invited to participate in the regional football tournament." The players erupted in cheers. This was a big opportunity for them to prove their skills against other top teams. The tournament was only a month away. The Eagles had to prepare quickly. They focused on improving their teamwork and strategies. Leo spent extra time practicing his shots and dribbles. He wanted to be in top form for the tournament. As the tournament approached, excitement in Riverwood grew. The local newspaper featured the team on its front page. The whole town rallied behind the Eagles, showing their support in various ways. Banners and posters were put up around the town, and people wore the team's colors. Finally, the day of the tournament arrived. The Eagles traveled to the neighboring city where the event was held. The stadium was huge, much bigger than their home field. Leo felt a mix of nerves and excitement. He had never played in such a big event before. Their first match was against the Pineville Panthers. The Panthers were known for their strong defense. The game started, and the Eagles quickly realized that they were up against a tough opponent. The Panthers' defenders were fast and aggressive. Despite the pressure, the Eagles managed to hold their ground. Leo created a few chances but couldn't break through the defense. At halftime, the score was 0-0. Mr. Stevens encouraged the team. "Keep pushing. You're doing great. Stay focused and find those openings." In the second half, the Eagles intensified their efforts. Leo dribbled past 2 defenders and took a shot, but the Panthers' goalkeeper made a fantastic save. Time was running out, and the Eagles needed a goal. With only a few minutes left on the clock, the Eagles won a corner kick. Tom took the corner, sending the ball into the crowded penalty area. Leo jumped high and headed the ball toward the goal. It hit the crossbar and bounced back into play. The Eagles' forward, Jack, reacted quickly and tapped the ball into the net. Goal! The crowd erupted in cheers. The final whistle blew, and the Eagles had won 1-0. The team celebrated their hard-earned victory. They knew that the road ahead was still long, but this win gave them the confidence they needed. As they prepared for their next match, the Eagles faced an unexpected challenge. The coach of the Pineville Panthers approached Mr. Stevens. "Congratulations on your win," he said, "but be careful. There's a team in this tournament that plays dirty. They're called the Stormers. They'll do anything to win." Mr. Stevens thanked him for the warning. He gathered the team and shared the news. "We need to stay focused and play fair no matter what," he said. "Remember, we're here to show our best, not to stoop to their level." The Eagles nodded in agreement. They were determined to play with integrity and sportsmanship, even if it meant facing a difficult opponent. Their next match was against the Stormers. As the game began, it was clear that the Stormers were aggressive. They fouled and pushed, trying to intimidate the Eagles, but Leo and his teammates kept their cool. They played smart and avoided getting caught up in the Stormers' dirty tactics. Midway through the game, Leo saw an opening. He dribbled past a defender and took a shot. The ball sailed into the net, giving the Eagles a 1-0 lead. The Stormers tried to retaliate, but the Eagles' defense held strong. The game ended with the Eagles victorious. They had not only won, but had also maintained their integrity. The crowd applauded their performance and sportsmanship. Leo felt proud of his team. They had faced a tough challenge and emerged victorious. The Eagles were now one step closer to winning the tournament. They knew that more challenges lay ahead, but they were ready to face them together. The Eagles were now in the semifinals of the regional football tournament. Their victories had boosted their confidence, but they knew the competition would only get tougher. Their next opponent was the Lakeside Lions, a team known for their quick and precise passing. During practice, Mr. Stevens emphasized teamwork and communication. "The Lions are fast," he said. "We need to stay sharp and work together. Remember, it's not about individual skill, but how we play as a team." On the day of the semi-finals, the stadium was filled with fans. The atmosphere was electric. Leo could feel the excitement and tension in the air. He took a deep breath and focused on the game ahead. The match started at a frantic pace. The Lions' quick passing and movement tested the Eagles' defense. Tom and the other defenders worked tirelessly to keep them at bay. Leo and the midfielders tried to create opportunities, but the Lions' defense was solid. Halfway through the first half, the Lions scored a goal. The crowd cheered as the ball hit the back of the net. The Eagles were now trailing 1-0. They needed to regroup and find a way to break through the Lions' defense. During halftime, Mr. Stevens spoke to the team. "We're still in this," he said. "Stay calm and play your game. Look for openings and take your chances. We can turn this around." In the second half, the Eagles played with renewed determination. They pressed high and put pressure on the Lions. Leo saw an opportunity and made a run down the left wing. He received a pass from Tom and dribbled past a defender. As he approached the penalty area, he saw Jack in a good position. Leo crossed the ball and Jack headed it into the net. Goal. The score was now 1-1. The game was intense, with both teams fighting for control. With only a few minutes left, the Eagles won a free kick just outside the penalty area. Tom stepped up to take it. He knew this was their chance to win the game. Tom took a deep breath and focused on the ball. He struck it perfectly, sending it over the wall of defenders and into the top corner of the net. The crowd erupted in cheers. The Eagles were now leading 2-1. The final whistle blew, and the Eagles had won the match. They were going to the finals. The team celebrated their hard-fought victory. They had shown resilience and teamwork, proving that they could overcome any challenge. As they prepared for the finals, the Eagles knew that their toughest test was yet to come. They would face the Ridgeville Rovers, the defending champions. The Rovers were known for their skill and experience, but the Eagles were determined to give it their all. Leo and his teammates trained harder than ever. They analyzed the Rovers' previous games and developed strategies to counter their strengths. They knew that the finals would be the ultimate test of their abilities and teamwork. The whole town of Riverwood was behind them. Banners, posters, and messages of support filled the streets. The Eagles felt the weight of their community's hopes and dreams on their shoulders. On the eve of the finals, Mr. Stevens gathered the team. "You've come a long way," he said. "No matter what happens tomorrow, I'm proud of each and every one of you. Remember, play with heart, play as a team, and enjoy the game." Leo felt a surge of pride and determination. He looked at his teammates and knew that they were ready. They had faced many challenges and had grown stronger together. The stage was set for the final showdown. The Eagles were ready to give their all and make their town proud. The day of the final match arrived. The stadium was full of cheering fans. The Eagles and the Ridgeville Rovers were ready to play. Both teams wanted to win the championship. The game started fast. The Rovers showed their skills early. They controlled the ball and attacked the Eagles' goal. Tom and the defenders worked hard to stop them. Leo and the midfielders tried to find chances to attack. The Rovers scored first. Their striker got past the defense and kicked the ball into the net. The crowd cheered loudly. The Eagles were losing 1-0, but they did not give up. They believed they could come back. Mr. Stevens shouted from the sidelines, "Stay focused! We can do this!" The Eagles listened to him. They started to play better and press the Rovers. Leo saw a chance and ran down the right side. Tom passed him the ball. Leo dribbled past two defenders. He saw Jack near the goal and crossed the ball. Jack headed it into the net. Goal. The score was now 1-1. The crowd cheered again. The game was tough. Both teams wanted to win. The Rovers were strong, but the Eagles played as a team. The clock was ticking down. Everyone was nervous. The Eagles won a corner kick with a few minutes left. Tom took the kick. The players gathered near the goal. Tom sent the ball into the box. Leo jumped high and headed the ball. It went past the goalkeeper and into the net. Goal. The Eagles were winning 2-1. The Rovers tried to score, but the Eagles defended well. The final whistle blew. The Eagles had won the championship. The team celebrated on the field. They hugged and cheered. Mr. Stevens joined them. "You did it! You played with heart and teamwork. I am so proud of you," he said. The whole town of Riverwood celebrated. The team lifted the trophy. Leo felt proud. He found a new home in Riverwood and a family in the Eagles. This victory was just the beginning. The team returned to Riverwood as heroes. The whole town celebrated. There was a parade and the team waved to the crowd. Leo and his teammates were happy. At the diner that evening, the team talked about their journey. They had faced many challenges, but they overcame them together. They knew more challenges would come, but they were ready.